Hello, everyone, and welcome to Go Watch a Movie, episode 57. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
We are continuing the conversation with the final of the Halloween spooky movie series that we've been doing all October. This one, we're going to do the horror classic, The Poltergeist. It's just Poltergeist. There's no die, is there?
I guess, well, you know what? I don't remember now. I guess it's Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. But before we get to that, we're going to jump into some entertainment news. So, that's sad news, because this is one I was actually looking forward to. Disney has canceled the Boba Fett standalone movie. I was looking forward to this one because he, in the Star Wars cinematic universe, only has like 3 scenes.
It's amazing how popular that character is for not having that much.
Yeah, but I would have loved to see his journeys, you know? Like, I mean, I guess if you don't count the prequels where he was a kid and had all those things.
Yeah, I kind of understand why they're doing it, though.
Oh, yeah.
But
Han scared the shit out of them. Like, how it didn't do poorly, but in Star Wars stand.
they wanted too much. They were expecting too much out of it, I think.
And to be a first standalone, they probably wanted like, oh my God. Now, well, I guess Rogue One was the first standalone. But the first standalone. But I think this would have been different because we know so much about Han already. Like we don't know that much about Boba. Like, what did he do between all those prequels and where we saw him the first time in the movie? Like, yeah, I think it would have been different, but plus people love Mandalorians and bounty hunters and all that stuff. So
right,
maybe they'll bring it back. You know,
it's possible.
More Disney news: a Falcon and Winter Soldier show is in development.
A show, like a TV show,
yeah,
with Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes, I think it's going to be a limited series show. But once again, they have to fill content for that new streaming service they got coming.
Right. There's all kinds of characters in the Marvel universe you can pull from. Just saying. Not that I want, not that I'm hating on the Winter Soldier because I love him and Falcon's awesome too. But still,
like you're not too happy about.
But no, there's so many other shows that they could make. I mean, why? I think you're just doing it because this is what's relevant now. This is what you're looking at, what everybody's seeing, what everybody's growing up with, if they've, been watching this as a kid or whatever. But there's so many other characters you could introduce.
Agreed.
And I always want to bring up the whole Guardians of the Galaxy thing. Like, I didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy before the movie. Like, I didn't care about those characters. I thought they were stupid.
Their series was canceled like several times.
Yeah, but then the movie came out and they did such a good job with it. They brought those characters to life. Why not do that with some other Marvel characters and then really, really build a portfolio of just Marvel goodness instead of just, recycling the same characters?
They could have like Marvel days if they did that. Like, just show after show after show of Marvel. I agree. On that same note of Guardians of the Galaxy, I guess a bunch of fans started a crowdfunding thing and got a billboard up of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, hire James Gunn back, because it's on hold now too. Disney announced that it's on hold now as well, because I guess they're trying to find a director for it.
Yeah.
They're using his script, but they still have yet to put someone in the director's seat.
Well, they could do what they did with Poltergeist, because technically Steven Spielberg didn't direct it, did he? He was just a producer. But in actuality, he probably did even though somebody else got credit for it, he was in there like, you know what, let's do this, let's do that.
Like, I wonder, I know they have this image to uphold, but I wonder, could they, like, under the table hire James Gunn to direct it without it getting out? I don't know if in this day and age, could they?
I think it would get out eventually. Somebody, because the truth always gets out no matter how hard you try to hide it. I think they should just maybe evolve a little bit.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, so there is such a thing as forgiveness. Yeah. So maybe showing a little forgiveness and then bringing somebody back in who's made a mistake and then showing what you're capable of.
At this point, like, with them using his script and the actors being so comfortable with those characters, I think they could technically use another director, and it still get the same result. But I guess we'll see. I mean, it has to be a huge deal because you hold up one of those movies, you kind of hold up everything.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah. Like,
So
Guardians are one of their biggest draws, if not the biggest. Well, Avengers probably is the biggest, but still. Which will bring me to, I guess this news has been all Disney, because the last bit of news has me sad.
oh,
Pirates of the Caribbean, or Caribbean, however you say it, reboot. It's happening.
Not with Johnny Depp.
Still up in the air.
Okay,
but
they're rebooting it with the same dude. Why not just?
Consensus says they might not do Johnny.
Why would you reboot it? If you're going to reboot it, you're going to replace a dude.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Why would you? Otherwise, you're just continuing the story or doing a prequel.
Everything out there, all the articles are having a question mark. Will Johnny Depp return? Because Captain Jack Sparrow is those movies currently.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess a reboot would be, like you said, he wouldn't have to be. But do you want that?
I mean, I don't want to see somebody else playing Jack. Yeah, that's because that is Captain Jack.
Because it is Pirates of the Caribbean, so you could just go into this is what's happening over here.
Yeah, unless they're introducing new characters, that would be fine and dandy. But if you're going to actually use Jack again, then I don't think you should mess with it yet.
True.
Maybe 20 years from now, sure.
Yeah.
But not now. It's like he's still there.
Agreed. That's all I got for entertainment news. That'll bring us to trailers. You want to?
Sure. Keeping with the horror thing, mine. This one I felt did a good job. I don't know if the movie's going to be good, but I think the trailer did a good job of not revealing everything, because so many horror movie trailers, or just trailers in general, give everything away. And mine is the Prodigy. I don't know if you've seen this trailer. Basically, there's a kid. He's sitting in a shrink's office, and the guy's like, well, he's trying to hypnotize him. He's like, I want you to go back. I want you to go back before this and before that. I want you to, go back and then think about now I'm talking to the person who has taken control of this person's body because it's before you were even born and blah blah blah. You're like, what? And then it just goes kind of weird from there. You're like, you don't really know what's going on because they don't really show you enough to give you any idea. So it kind of draws you in. And then at the end they do the whole scare thing where they're like, the mom is like reaching out to the boy, like, what's wrong? And she's like, and the boy's like, I'm scared. And then the boy goes running up to the mom, and all of a sudden it transforms and it's like a dude, like a full grown man. You're like, what? So you don't really know what's going on, but that's the only shocker that they give you in the entire trailer. So they don't give you anything to go by. You don't really know what this is about yet.
Gotcha.
So they do a good job of hiding the story. So when you do finally see the movie, maybe it'll be original and, it won't be ruined by the trailer.
Let's hope not. Mine is actually, and I apologize for this, not a movie, a web series called The Vault. Followed us on Twitter a couple of days ago, and I checked out their page and their trailers and stuff, and oh my goodness, like, I don't know what budget they're working on, but it looks damn good. So I guess it's a post-apocalyptic world where just about everybody's dead, and there are these soldiers who live in a vault that I guess it's a bunker of some kind, and they go out scavenging for food and supplies every so often, and then they come across a survivor, and he's like, he's all paranoid. He's, where's everyone? And they're like, you're the first person we found in 3 years. That whole thing. But then I guess they aren't alone. He's the first person they found in 3 years, or however many years it was. But there are aliens, giant aliens roaming the earth. At least one in the trailer that I saw. I'm assuming it's an alien. It could be something else. I didn't watch any episodes. I think they're on episode 4 now. Mm-hmm. But for a web series, it looks amazing. And I shouldn't discredit web series. Web series are doing amazing things right now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it looks great. So The Vault, check that out if you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. That sounds good.
Which will bring us to Poltergeist.
Yeah. Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg, 1982.
Okay.
Let me get the stats for the actors. 1982, Steven Spielberg, starring Craig T. Nelson, JoBeth Williams, Bertice Strait, Dominique Dune, Oliver Robbins, Heather O'Rourke, and that's Carol Ann. Yeah, so this movie starts off with a pretty happy family.
Yeah.
Nice suburban
This is one of the coolest families I've ever seen on television. Don't they seem awesome? Like, don't you want to be a part of that family? Like, the whole time I was watching the very beginning of the movie, I'm like, I want to be a part of this family.
You have your stereotypical manly dad.
Mm-hmm.
You have hot mom, who, I guess she's stay-at-home mom.
Seems like it.
Way. Bratty little son, adorable little daughter, horde middle-aged daughter.
What?
Come on. You didn't notice that?
Yeah, a little bit. It seemed like I don't know if this was like a typical family in the 80s, wherever this movie takes place. I don't remember, but it just seemed like a great family. Like, I just felt like I want to be a part of this family. These people are so awesome. Kids like all kind of sort of get along. They bicker, but like in a friendly kind of way. Yeah, it's like a family, like a TV show almost. And like the parents are cool. They like smoke weed. And,
but yeah, the parents
smoke weed together. It's like, what? Like, I don't know. It just seemed like a cool.
I was gonna ask, is that like I've never been married. Is that how real people?
I don't think so.
People act?
I don't think so. I think this is like Happy Land or something.
I'm so used to bitch get out. I'm joking. I've never seen that. Sorry, Dad and Mom. They are like happy and everything, and like they pretty much stay that way, even through ghosts start showing up.
All this crazy stuff starts happening, and then they're still, which is kind of the point, because especially in the second one, they which we're not going into, they elaborate where it's the love of the family that
gets them through.
that gets them through the whole traumatic experience.
The one part of this, so they're building a pool out back of their house. I guess Poltergeist was about a happy suburban family that's, I guess, built a house on a Indian burial ground or some kind of burial ground.
Right.
And they get hunted. This is the generic synopsis. But so they're building a pool out back in their house. And one of the freaking construction workers is like in their window, eating their food, drinking their coffee.
That was the world. I guess that was the world back then. That was okay.
Punch that syphilis mouth, motherfucker. You don't put your mouth on my spaghetti sauce spoon. You crazy? You have a favorite character in this one?
Oh, a favorite character. I'm going to have to say it's the medium.
Oh, yeah.
I think I feel like she stands out more than anybody else.
When she shows up, it's definitely
it's all about her.
Yeah.
And then jokes are made about her being a mumpskin and all this kind of stuff. I don't know if she's a mumpskin or not, but they made the joke she was a mumpskin. But he was like, I'm trying to talk to her with my mind, and then it said some other stuff, and then she comes back in the room and is like, I know, I just don't like trick answers or whatever. So I just think that character was cool.
Her voice, the way she played it was just.
Didn't she get some Razzies though for bad acting?
Probably.
I'm pretty sure I heard that.
I think she should have, because she did a fantastic job, if you ask me.
That's one of the most memorable characters from the whole series, and she was in all three of the original movies. So I think that says something.
Even though, like, I haven't seen part 3, I didn't know she came back in that one as well. I don't think she was a munchkin.
She is
not.
She's not a munchkin. Okay, she's just a small woman.
Yeah, but like I had her. Maybe it's the second one I'm thinking of then. Like, because she seemed a lot more spectacular to me, because she fails in this one. Like,
she fails?
She gets the little girl out, but she doesn't.
Yeah,
exercise the house.
ultimately, yeah, she does fail, I guess. But yeah, she does say little girl though.
She does, yeah. Is that why they got her? I guess that's the main reason.
I don't know, because I feel like she had like multiple like reasons for doing what she was doing, because she wanted to save the little girl.
Yep.
But then like while they're in the process of saving the little girl, she's like, she started talking to the other people that were in the whatever realm that was, instead of just talking to like the girl or whatever, trying to get her out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, did you tell him to walk into the light or not walk into? I think she told him to walk. Yeah, she told him to walk into the light.
Not to at first, but then she's
like, yeah, walk into the light. And the dad's like, what? No, you said not to walk into the light. So he was all freaking out about it.
But like this, so we're going back to this family. Like the little girl, I guess, is connected somehow. Do they explain that more in the other ones? Because I don't remember those very well.
I don't think the explanation.
She seems to have a connection with the other world.
I think the other world the other world for some reason is just obsessed with her.
Okay.
Because they think she can lead.
Caroline.
Well, it's different. Like the first two, there's a cohesive theme, but then the third one branches off because it was written by the director, so it doesn't exactly follow what the other two were doing.
Gotcha.
But basically, it's like those dead people are like obsessed with her. Like they said in the first one, like they're obsessed with her because she has something that they don't have, and which is like life, and so they're drawn to her and blah blah blah.
Yeah. But like, so she can hear them throughout. Like as soon as it starts, and I remember, like, did you get the feels? I don't know if you ever used to do that, like watch TV back in the day when there weren't so many channels and like it cuts off, like literally.
Yeah, I remember when TV stopped. Yeah, I'm old enough to remember that.
Spots, specifically, like they would do that whole, and then all of a sudden static or the little. Yeah, so like I got the feels when I was watching. I was like, man, that brings back some memories.
I know kids nowadays are like, TV stops. They stopped airing things. Yeah.
But yeah, so when TV stops, that's when she could hear the voices of the other people. Like her dad falls asleep.
I think she could hear it all the time because during the day she was listening, but she just put it on like a no channel thing so she could just hear the static.
Okay.
And then the mom changed the channel over to something like your eyes are going to get messed up or whatever, so she could actually see something. But I think she could still hear.
Gotcha. Okay. And then I also found it weird that like the neighbor's TV remote control was that. I don't remember that ever happening, but it seems like like it could. Yeah. But so the spirits finally break out into our realm. In hilarious fashion.
And at first they're super friendly.
Yeah. They're
like Casper the Ghost spirits. They're like stacking chairs on tables.
And like the family, this happy-go-lucky fucking family are being hunted, but like they're loving it. Mm-hmm. They're sliding around on the floor in helmets.
I thought it was a game. They're just like, oh, this is cool.
It's all funny.
But then it gets real.
Gets taken.
Right?
But yeah, the mom especially is having fun. The dad always seemed a little weary of it. Like, he's Mr. Incredible, isn't he? I think he talks for Mr. Incredible.
I don't know.
But yeah, it just things escalate as
soon as the daughter gets taken. Yeah, it gets pretty real.
But even then, they don't seem as panicked as you think they would. Like, well, the dad kind of just he does a great job of looking dead inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is Mr. Incredible. But like they just like you would think there would be cops coming in and out of there all the time, but they went straight to medians, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, they could hear her voice through a TV. What are you going to tell a cop? Yeah. My daughter's in the house. You can hear her voice, but we don't know where she's at.
You wouldn't call the cops though?
Heck no! Not if I could hear her voice through a TV. That's crazy.
I like how they were still trying to hide it from his boss.
Mm-hmm.
Like that seemed odd to me as well. Like it was like a game.
You couldn't tell your boss that your daughter's in the TV. He's not going to believe you. He's just going to fire you. He's going to be like, "Yeah, you're fired."
He's kind of a doof anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then they get a median team, which is hilarious.
I don't remember this happening before this movie. Is this not the birth of the whole ghost adventure type thing where people are?
So.
This is the first. I don't remember seeing that in a movie before.
But it spawned the fucking generation.
Yeah, if anyone else has seen that before this, let us know.
Yeah,
but I don't remember that before this. This is like all this ghost hunter stuff. It started from that, I think.
But so going back to when the ghosts first appear and go through the wall in the bedroom, did you think? Like, I know it's 82, and I shouldn't be judging quality.
I thought the special effects were fine.
It's just like they drew a cartoon.
Right? It's fine. I'm
sorry. But some stuff looked amazing, like the giant skull, the guy ripping his face off. Like that was terrifying.
Yep. I believe, if I remember correctly, those were actually Steven Spielberg's hands that do the ripping.
Oh, man.
So he was super involved with this movie. Don't let him fool you. Like, because he had another engagement where he was working on another film at the same time.
And he normally doesn't like to be attached to lots of horror.
Yeah, but he was in there. And it feels like Spielberg. Like it just feels like it.
The family was so happy with his involvement. But let's see here. The ghosts come out, and like Robert said, they're friendly at first until the night of the storm.
They decided to just snatch your kid.
That storm was coming. That kid saw that storm coming like early on. He climbed on.
They just used it as an excuse. I mean, I don't think the storm had anything to do with maybe the extra electrical stuff going on. Maybe gave them the ghost a little more power. I don't know. But
that seemed like when everything. Yeah, I guess that was their excuse. But everything goes downhill. Ghosts. The tree.
I was just about to mention the tree. The tree's kind of a shocker because you don't see the tree coming.
Yeah.
Like you look up, the kid's looking out the window. He's terrified of this tree, like the whole beginning of the movie.
It looks like a man.
I know, but you're thinking it's just a tree, kid. And then all of a sudden, nope, it's not just a tree. Comes through the window, grabs him, takes him.
So why? There's this creepy ass clown doll that just sits inside the kid's room. Why?
Why is it there?
Clearly he hates it.
I think the people who made this movie were aware that clowns scare certain people.
Yeah.
Which there's a debate about because I heard somebody on the radio the other day was like, "You're not scared of clowns. Wouldn't you be scared of women? Because they wear makeup." It's like it makes sense if you think about it.
I think there's an actual phobia for clowns.
Yeah, there is a phobia for clowns.
But suspending disbelief here, clearly, he hates that thing. Why would his parents leave that in his room, especially in front of his bed, staring at him?
Right?
It just seems wrong. But yeah, that thing gets sucked into the closet, and everything in the room gets sucked into the closet, while the son, like Robert said, gets ripped out of the room by the tree, and it starts to eat him.
Yeah, it tries to eat him.
Luckily, they got Rambo Dad, and he climbs the tree and yanks the son out, and still saves the son, even when the roots try and take him. Like, he's just badass altogether. But they forgot about the Carol Ann.
I know, she's up there screaming. Nobody can hear her because it's raining, it's storming. The boy is screaming. Yeah.
Where was the whore daughter at the time?
I don't remember her being a whore, but yeah, I don't.
The boy, I'm assuming.
I think she was in the house.
Okay, so
I feel like
young.
she was.
She was in the house, but I forgot about that part. She comes out when everything's clear, and she's like, "Look, a tornado!" And I'm like, "Yeah, no shit, Sherlock."
Right.
But you don't think she's a whore?
She's a teenage girl. I don't know. There's a scene where they talk about. There's a scene where they talk about the hotel, and the mom's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go stay at this hotel," and she's like, "Oh yeah, I remember that place." That's the only scene where I can really say, yeah, maybe she's
trying to be provocative to the construction.
I don't think she was trying to be provocative. I think she was just walking by, and then those dirty construction workers were catcalling her.
But then at the end, the last full shot we see of her
is getting out of a car
with a huge hickey on.
I don't see. There's a hickey.
Oh yes, there is.
Well, okay. I need a bigger TV.
But yeah, then they all go in the house and get the daughter, who has been sucked into the magical vortex in the closet.
Yes, indeed.
The first meetings they get sucked. Like, they don't really. I mean, they're knowledgeable, but they're not like, there to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's funny that take him to the room, and the guy's like, "I once saw what did he say? Something just float across the room."
Right.
He's like, "Yeah." Unlocks the door, and the entire room's a mess.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think Ghostbusters and this place are connected? This movie are connected? Because
I don't feel it.
when they come out of that portal, they're covered in that same stuff.
Same goo.
That Vigo! I got it covered in. I don't know.
That's a good point. I didn't realize that.
Does Steven Spielberg have anything to do with Ghostbusters?
I don't think so.
Probably not. Yeah, that's all Dan Aykroyd, isn't it? What did you think about this movie overall? Does it still hold up for you?
I think it's a great movie, but I do think as far as horror, well, I don't even know if I would classify it as a horror movie. I think it's just a Spielberg movie. I don't think it's horror at all. I don't think it classifies as horror. I just think it's a fun Spielberg movie that has a horror theme, but it's not scary. I mean, maybe back in the day, maybe it scared people, but it's just it feels so tame and so friendly and so happy.
Yeah, it did.
I don't know. It just doesn't.
Like, even the spooky parts weren't spooky.
Yeah, even those parts were still, there was something about it that just seemed fantastical instead of terrifying.
The big skull, I think.
That was the only, even that was friendly looking to me. Like, he came out like, hey, if he would have had a hat, he would have been friendly. But it didn't, none of this movie really seemed to. The most terrifying thing that I found outside of like the crazy events happening was just the guy tearing his face apart.
Yeah.
One, I didn't understand why he was tearing his face apart. Because why would you just look in the mirror and be like, I've picked at, like, you know, even when you have like a piece of skin or a zit or something, you pick at it, you can't help it. But this guy went crazy. He was just like, you know what, my whole face is coming out. Let me see if I can just rip my whole face off. That just seems like something you don't want to do. So
and that looked amazing for 82. Like, that was
that for that time. Yep, it was good.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't scared, and I definitely not to mention that it was.
That's what I mean. And horror movies are supposed to scare you. This one doesn't do that unless you're just super.
You think it would scare a kid though?
Like a little kid.
No.
Like a little kid, it might give them the jitters.
In this day and age, especially, it wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't phase anybody now. People now are crazy.
Yeah,
it wouldn't phase them at all. I just don't feel like it's a horror movie. I think it's a great Spielberg movie. I think it's a really, really good movie. It ranks up there with all the greats, but it just isn't a scary movie to me. It's just a fun movie. I thought it was fun. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. I don't know.
No, yeah. I mean, like, I was laughing with the family through most of it, you know, and especially when you think when this house is clean, then that happens. And we think everything's fine, but then everything goes to shit again. And the wife gets ghost fucked on the bed.
She definitely got assaulted while she was on the bed. Don't sugarcoat it. No, okay.
That was the part where she lifts up her shirt.
Okay, A Penny Dreadful. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That's being
You're right. Okay.
Tore up.
Okay.
This was just mildly assaulting somebody.
Backing off. But yeah, that thing like had its way with her. It was trying. I think it dry humped at least.
Definitely dry humped. Definitely. Like all up and down the wall and up the ceiling and around. Like,
I'm done with you. Oh man! But yeah, then the dad gets home, and it's my favorite part of the movie. He gets home, and he kind of pauses, and he stops. Oh, so corny.
It's Steven Spielberg, though. You got to give him a little leeway. His idea, he was, I don't know.
He does horror well in Indiana Jones.
He does, huh?
Like the Ark of the Covenant scene when they open it.
I still thought that was fun. I still felt fun. I didn't feel terrifying or scary. I don't understand he was trying to, but he was doing it in the tamest way possible.
Yeah.
As not to like offend anybody. Like he would be like the perfect person to give a speech because he wouldn't offend anybody. He'd be like, he's just so friendly, and even when it's scary, he's still friendly. Like I'm going to rip your face off, but in the nicest way.
I want him to make a full-on horror movie and see
that would be interesting if he could do it without it being friendly.
Do you think? How did you like the ending? I was a little. Oh.
I saw that light on the ceiling, and I was like, the ghost here is talking about him.
I was like, what the fuck? But how do you like the ending? Like to where basically the burial ground revolted, basically.
I thought that was, it made sense to me. The whole, I thought you didn't like it?
I mean, I guess the ghost wanted them to know that, hey, we're here.
They don't give you a whole lot of detail about who these people are.
We're dead. We're here. Get used to it.
Yeah, they don't give you a whole lot of detail who these people are. You find out more later.
Yeah,
like it was like a religious group or cult or something strange, and this guy was the leader of all these people, and that's. They get into more detail later, but from just this movie, all you get is a bunch of dead people.
Yeah, and the fact that the boss moved the headstones but not the bodies.
Yeah, but you don't really find out anything more to know, which is in a way good because you don't really want too much information because it leaves let your imagination take over, and then you really that's when you really get scared, when your imagination takes over. But
help me with part 2. Is it the same family?
It's the same family, same everybody except for they introduce an Indian guy who's like a shaman or something who helps them get through the whole, Indian burial ground ghost thing. But it's really just these other people who were a cult or something. I don't know. It was weird, but it made sense. And they stressed the point that they stressed the most in that one. It was about the family loving each other, and that's how they got through the turmoil that was going on. It was about that. Then they switch it completely to the third one. Completely switches it, but the first and the second one go really well together.
I love the cleanup with kids after they've gone through something traumatic like that. Like even an Exorcist, Insidious. Well, it looks like they don't remember a thing.
Yeah, the kids are fine. It's weird.
Everyone else is traumatized, but the kid who actually went in there.
The teenage girl was completely freaking out, more so than anybody else.
Yes, she was.
She was completely wigging out.
They pulled out and the family's like, get in the car!
She's just standing there screaming, I can't take this anymore. Or some stuff was happening in the house. Everybody else was fine. She's like, I can't stay here. I got to go stay with my friend. I can't stay. This is crazy.
Stay with her friend. We know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get notes? Did you watch Stranger Things?
Yes.
Did you get notes of that from this? Like they're getting sucked into a place where you can still hear them speaking to the phone through the walls.
A little bit.
But they pay in that show. They pay homage to the
80s everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
that was the best. That's the best decade, I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. I like the 80s. I think the 80s did a really good job.
I was young in there
with everything. Music was good. The movies were good.
Music. I do love 80s movies too, man. You might be on something.
Yeah, 80s. The 80s were just good.
What about the women? Overall, would you say go watch?
I definitely go watch this movie. It's a good movie. I'd watch all of them, even though a lot of people have problems with the third one. I'd watch it anyway because I think they do a lot of really good special effects without overdoing the special effects. That's the best thing about that movie, even though it doesn't fit as well as with the other two movies.
I would say go watch as well, even if you just need a good laugh, because there are some very comical scenes in this movie.
It's Spielberg. How can you not like it?
Yeah. There you go. That's what I said. And Mr. Incredible at a young age. I think that's everything. So that will bring us to the end of the podcast, where I tell you where to find us. If you want to find us. Some people may not want to. I apologize. Yeah. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud. Yeah, I think I covered them all. And everywhere else you can find a podcast under Go Watch a Movie. Search Go Watch a Movie podcast. That'll help if you can't find us under Go Watch a Movie. Our main home base is Podbean right now, podbean.com. And give us a like, follow, and suggestions. And we will we love those. We love any of those things, especially suggestions. Now that we're getting out of this Halloween run, We can get back into some suggestions episodes and other episodes. I think that's everything. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
This pod is clean.